Excellencies, distinguished government officials, our regulator, partners, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon once again to everyone here. On behalf of the entire Payaza Africa team, it is an honor to welcome you to this occasion, the official launch of Payaza Liberia. Today marks just not an arrival of a new fintech brand, but the beginning of a new chapter in the Liberia's digital and financial transport. One driven by inclusion, innovation, and empowerment. At Payaza, our mission is to make payments seamless, secure, and accessible to everyone, everywhere. We see financial inclusion just not an economic goal, but as a shared social responsibility, one that helps create opportunities, reduces inequality, and uplifts lives. Liberia's growing digital economy and the government's strong commitment to innovation makes this a perfect time to partner in building a more connected, inclusive financial ecosystem. As scripture says in Habakkuk 2, verse 2, write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, that he may run who reads it. Today, the vision is clear. A vision to digitize the economy, empower Liberia where no one is left behind. To our partners in government, our stakeholders, and beyond, we say thank you for the support and the collaboration. Once again, welcome to this historic occasion of Payaza's launch in Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anwar. Let me just press the say on the Western. It's a really nice initiative. I'm looking forward to a Liberia where we can walk cashless and be able to pay with our mobile phones. One reason personally is because if I have cash on me, I spend it a lot. But it's in the phone is regulated. Another reason is if you don't have money in your bag and somebody asks you, don't judge me, but feel free to judge me. I don't have money, I'm sorry, I would have really loved to make it just pull out of your pocket. No, there's nothing there. So this is wonderful. Alright, so for presentation on Payaza's mission, service, and expansion into Liberia, please put your hands together for Mr. Say Ebenezer, the founder and group CEO.
Good morning, everyone. All protocol duly observed, and I would personally like to say a very big thank you to everyone present in this room. And then secondly, I would like to say thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you so much for your presence. And then for every government official, for UDA, GTO, and everyone present here. So I'll quickly run us through who we are at Payaza. Payaza is a B2B payment company. What we mean by B2B simply means a business-to-business payment company. We're currently present in almost about 24 to 25 countries, so Liberia makes it inclusive as well. So we're very, very happy to be here. We are very happy to talk about our stories. So some few years ago, talking almost about 5 years, some of us, we came together, we are trying to tell the story of Africa in a different way. And then we believe that ours is not a dark continent, ours is a continent that speaks to value, ours is a continent that creates opportunity. So that's the reason why we are here today. Here's our vision. Our mission is to be the most trusted African payment gateway. Vision empowering seamless, secure transaction across Africa through innovation, and then we prioritize employees' growth, which is one of the key things that we really drive. Here's our core values: speed, no limit, accountability, and then passion for growth as well. So we're driven by customer. Note, all of this money are not ours. So these are the total transactions that we processed thus far here today. We processed in excess of about 7.5 billion across different continents. These are the transactions we started. We have over 10,000 different merchants. That means different businesses that we've operated with. And then the country manager is a powerful person, so because he's sitting on three regions. So he quoted a particular Bible passage. So I would like to talk about the Bible passage a bit. So we do not despise the days of little beginning. Why do I say so? Looking at different economies that we've operated in. Last 2 weeks ago, I was in the United States speaking on United Nations. Look at all of the forums that I spoke about. Something struck me essentially for Liberia. When I drove into the country, something tells me there is a huge, massive opportunity. This is a great land. This is a favorable land. I've had a peaceful mind staying back here. This is my second time of visiting, and that tells me that there is so much to be done. Don't despise the days of little beginning. Talks about the population. Nigeria just next to us is about 270 million population. Ghana 33 million. Kenya almost about 45 million. Like that. But if you look at more than 5.6 million people do. So if you remember in the case of the Bible, when God is going to fight the children of Israel are going to fight the war. All they need is just a willing heart. So 5.6 million can control the whole of the continent. It's very, very careful and then work towards. So that is one of the beliefs that we came here with. That don't worry, this is who we are and this is our. So globally we are rated. We talk about rating agencies. So we are rated. We have an investment grade rating from Augusto, Data Pro, and GCR. Our global audit is done by our rating is done by Deloitte, so we are audited by Deloitte globally, and that's who we are. These are countries where we have licenses, so we are licensed across all of these ISOs. We are certified. We pride ourselves as the most compliant payment gateway in Africa, so we have all of these PCI, DSS, every other ISOs as well. So across the United States, we are licensed across the 50 states, same as the Canada as well. We are licensed, so I operate and I work out of the New York office, which controls central operations for Payaza. Next. So these are the countries where we are, totally about 24, including Liberia. You see, Liberia came in, and so we are so grateful to be here. So this is all our success story. So that globally we are almost about 220 staff. So I would like to talk more of it. We coming into every jurisdiction in Liberia, we pride ourselves in empowering the youth. So what do is that we have a program which we call Casa. So we get people on board, we invest in the youth of that economy. We don't bring in people from outside to come and run the system. We get into a system, we hire the people within the ecosystem, we ensure that they know what we know. We didn't bring all of this knowledge from heaven. We ensure that we create that same value here. So that is what we want to do in Liberia. So these are some of the products that we have. We have the products in various places tailored towards the fintech. Next slide, please. So we have our payout collection, treasury service, end-to-end payment gateway, Stripe by Payaza, Payaza Boost, event for all of these products are available that we can always have access to and then make use of. But predominantly, what we are going to be doing within the Liberia ecosystem is that we are setting up the first, what we call an e-commerce, whereby we bring everybody onto a platform and then be able to process and then do transactions. Now that at the comfort of your home, you can order for anything online, you can do everything online, and then make your payment, and then we institute into a logistics phase, and then we power the payment. That's the primary things that we'll be doing. So as a long and short, so that won't take much of our time. We are so grateful that you gave us the opportunity to get our license in this country. We are a partner. We believe in partnership. We believe in economic growth, and that is what we are going to do as a business and across board. And we are going to ensure that every participant and everyone that partner with us have the same shared success story. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.
For him again. All right, so we'll go to remarks. We have special remarks by the Minister of Finance of the Republic of Liberia. Please put your hands together.
Payaza, the President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Collin, and the representative of the central bank here present, representing Governor Samoa, the I see heads of banking institutions, with the president of UBA and officials of GT Bank and others. Representative Córdoba, special envoy of the president, the founder of Payaza, and the country manager to your regional manager, now taking care of Liberia, Sierra Leone, and another country, Ghana, right? I've come to say that I'm very happy that we can be here today. I bring you greetings from His Excellency President Joseph Boka, who is not here, but he's here. What do I mean? The President has said, it's a popular saying that the President loves to repeat, that his duty is not to curse the darkness, but to light the candle. This government did not come to be overwhelmed by the darkness, though there are significant portions of the place that have darkness. But our duty is to be lighting the candle. And there are big candles that we've been lighting, small candles all around. Today, we are lighting a candle. We are lighting a candle. We are making a change. And we are expanding business. Listening to you, I was impressed when you said everywhere you go, you hire locals and you target the youth of the country. In this initiative, it's not just good for you, it's also good for us. It's good for the young people of this country. It's good for the economy of this country. Because if we are to expand the economy, fintech is key. We are now in the AI generation. Liberia cannot be left behind when it comes to digitizing our economy. We must leapfrog certain processes. Martin Luther King said, when you start the race behind, you must forever remain behind, or you have to run faster than the person ahead of you. So to some extent, we have to run faster. Let me, in this public manner, thank my colleague at the Central Bank, Governor Samoa and his team, working in coordination with us for some of the efforts that have been initiated already on this track. Today, it's just adding up, it's a consolidation of the positive track we're on. A few months ago, I attended a program at the Monrovia City Corporation where the President was invited to launch the official launch of the Pan-African Payment Settlement System, PAS. That is making it easy for traders to transfer money, especially, our market women. And I've heard the testimonies about what that service is doing for them, that they're not constrained to take huge amounts of US dollars on the highway, went to Cote d'Ivoire or to Ghana, they go to the bank here, and the bank sets them up and they go and collect their money in local currency. And that particular system is ensuring that we as a continent operate with each other. And the more we make our system seamless, as Payaza is trying to do, we become more robust. Businesses will get more profitable, because something that eats up business profitability is time, speed. If you can do in few seconds or in few minutes what ordinarily you are doing in 1 week, think about what that does for your profitability, your turnover and everything. Efficiency is key. And so, Payaza, you have come to help us to live from. And by that, you are helping us to light the darkness. There's a lot of positive change going on here, although we cannot guarantee that everyone will see the change. We cannot guarantee that. Because as I stand here, I know that, we're lighting the lights, physical lights in this office, Riverside, even Buchanan, lights are coming on, even in places that are hard to reach. Monrovia, new communities are being lighted up every day, every week. Jubilation around. But I cannot constrain people to see that. And every day, road expansion is taking place. The Minister of Public Works is inviting us on October 15 to what is called Operation Octopus. There's a different octopus. We were here October 15, I think, was it 1992? 1993? Yeah. 92. Know what octopus means, but there's a positive octopus. What he's going to be launching is a massive road rehabilitation construction program beginning this dry season. Officially the dry season starts on October 15. That's our whole geography. Though we have to update it now because it's not cheap. So, going to be launching Operation Octopus. People are now moving from here to Zwedu, to Fishtown, to Harper in record time. In a day's time, when we're taking a week, that's a change, positive change. We're moving from here, NTA buses, going to Vonjama, Lofa County, my home county. During the rainy season, the cost of transportation is dropped. They don't have to go through Guinea or Sierra Leone. Whenever he used to visit my county, he always passed through Sierra Leone in the past. He's not doing that again. That's change, positive change, and I can go on and on. We in government, we are in budget formulation. We want to be able to submit the budget by law not later than the 31st of this month. So we're working tooth and nail to be able to deliver on time. And so the budget this year is 880 million. Next year we are moving. And some doubted the ability to reach $1 billion. But I can say that we are knocking and knocking on heaven's door. We are knocking. We are knocking. We are moving. So I don't know why they come out, but I will not be surprised that it will cross the line. I may not be surprised. That's progress. That's progress. Yes, we say, as President Walker mandated, the least pay for civil servants is $150. For all the packages together, gross, because there's an expectation that people should pay taxes. This has confused a lot of folks. When we say the least, we mean the least. We don't say the average. So the number of persons making $150 or between $150 to $200 on the payroll is very minuscule. And not even be more than 5% of the civil service. The average may be around maybe $350 to $500. The average pay. Because I think there's been some confusion out there. There's been some confusion. And in terms of minimum pay, minimum wage, it will interest you to know that Liberia is better than many other countries in our region. Some of them with bigger GDPs. Bigger GDPs. They are there. You know, Liberia's minimum wage is better. I don't want to name them because the naming may be translated or be interpreted as shaming. But we are better. We are one of the best in this region. We did not say that we have reached our goal in terms of giving our people decent wages. Every year, we're going to improve. This year, this budget, more than 28,000 persons were positively affected with pay increases. This year. So, if someone wants to check the change, go to the Supreme Court, ask the judges what was their situation before and why is their situation now. You know, social justice, magistrates, and some of the other things. Ask health workers, ask police people. My communication director was on a tour to do something called the Open Budget Initiative, where we go and talk with folks. And in one of the sessions with Bonnie, one of the police officers told her to come to tell us a message of appreciation. That is very appreciative of the top up we gave, and that they are not paying insurance from their meager salary because the government in this budget is underwriting insurance for police officers. So I could go on, but it's lighting the candle. This year we began with some difficulties. The USAID, our second largest donor, pulled out, canceling most of their projects, you know, except 5 in terms of the amount, more than 300 million, and people prophesied that the sky will have collapsed. But this is October, and we are moving. We stay heavy time, in spite of the turbulence of the year. This is on account of good leadership, visionary leadership by President Walker, and good support from the team. All of us have been working in good partnership from all of you, private sector actors, bankers, fintech holders, because our strategy has been to improve the efficiency of revenue collection. And when we get on this path, we want to need you more. So what you are doing here today makes not only me happy, but even the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority is very happy, because the more we improve our processes, the better our economy is. But it's better for the economy expands. Small businesses get more profitable. You are here to enable small businesses. So let me say thanks. When I saw the Payaza, I knew that it was not my first time. I was thinking, why did I see Payaza? But then you made a presentation, and you were listing the countries, and you listed that you operate in Uganda also. Now it connected me because for 4 years there where I was, because when I was just think, saw it somewhere. Good that you've come to pledge your roots here. Well, we hope and we'll work with you, we'll support you. It shouldn't just be a shallow root. It should be a deep root. Deep root that will help our economy in terms of employment, in terms of empowerment of businesses and services, in terms of efficiency. The central bank, I was just talking with colleagues, and said some of the things that are on our way, that they're going to improve interoperability, big term, right? Between the two telcos, as they call it, Lone Star and Orange. Those that have mobile money services on one cannot transfer to the other. But from what the central bank is doing, sooner than later, that should be possible. People can move between networks and transact business. And that we're working on the payment switch, which will be the backbone. Although the time for delivery, we're working on it, and we may have to look at other options because speed is a necessity. The governor wants this delivered, the president wants this delivered, I too want it delivered quickly because it will help to transform the economy. We went to the port the last time, a few months ago, and we're discussing how we can make the port efficient, the turnaround time. And one of the things is that we came down to this capability, lack of this capability. So the port cannot operate a 24-hour business because, we are still lagging behind. But if we get all our payment architecture intact, Liberia or Liberian businesses will be empowered in a lot of ways, whether through banking, taking the goods from the port, because one of the main cost drivers is demurrage. The longer you spend in the port, the more you pay, it increases the price. Although thanks to the management of the port, they're doing nice service, but when we solve this problem, and we're open to ideas, you are in the fintech world, you're welcome. And for me, you can only be assured of strong support. So thank you for coming, and that these are moments that make us happy. Small moments like this, not a big crowd, a big impact. Thank you, and may God bless us all. May God bless us.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for the remarks. Before I move forward, I would like to acknowledge the General Manager of MTN Mobile Money Liberia, Abubakari Halidu, as well as the Managing Director of UBA, Ayokunle Alajubu Abraham. I'd also like to acknowledge the Executive Director of GT Bank, Prince Day, and the Senior Technical Advisor of ICT at the Central Bank of Liberia, Collins WTA Jr., the Deputy Director of Payment Systems, Marcus Davis, Presidential Envoy for Trade, Investment and Special Duties, Honorable Daniel Koluba, and finally Dr. Agustin Konen, the Special Advisor to the President once again. All right, we'll now go to the appreciation, next steps, and media engagement that will be done by Prosper, who's the Africa Regional Manager. Please put your hands together.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you all for coming here. We really appreciate your presence here. First of all, I want to say a very big thank you to the Honorable Finance Minister that is here, our representative from the Governor, the CBL, Honorable Kone, and my prof. I want to say a very big thank you to you, sir, to have you here. Our partners from the regulators, you can see you. Thank you so much for being here. You have made this day also possible because you have checked us and you have validated that we can do what you expect us to do. So we appreciate your presence. Also, our team players from GT and from UBA, we appreciate you guys as we know that we're looking forward to a very good partnership with you guys to ensure that we can bring good service here. A very special thank you to my very good friend. That's my first contact to Liberia. I just wanted to appreciate her because she was the first contact I had here in Liberia when I came. And from her, the spark has brought us to where we are today. So thank you so much. And to everyone that is here, we really appreciate you. We thank you for your presence here. To my CEO, thank you for your vision. You have continued to charge us forward as you continue to push us, and we are always following you behind to ensure that we can break new contracts. So the Payaza team as a whole, thank you all. We appreciate you, finance head, Messi from the finance team, our global operations manager, our group marketing manager, country manager Frank, our director. We thank every one of you on our company level for your presence here. You have made this day very, very grand, and we really appreciate your presence. We pray that as you have come here to celebrate with us, that God will continue to bless your lives, and that in a year we'll come back to celebrate our anniversary and all the great achievements that Payaza would have brought to the land of Liberia. So thank you very much, and that is it from the Payaza team. God bless you.
Thank you, Prosper. We'll now have some special remarks by a representative from Bank of Liberia. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. All protocols observed. Dr. Kone, on behalf of the Governor, the Executive Governor, the Board of Governors of the Central Bank, we want you to extend our thanks and appreciation to the President for his able leadership and guidance that he's provided, giving us the space to operate and be able to deliver on positive changes. Mr. Ngafuan, Minister of Finance, we're joined at the hips. So there's always this thing that when the Ministry of Finance moves, the central bank moves. And we appreciate everything. And I can say on behalf of the Executive Governor, the camaraderie and the perfect working relationship is causing us to move the lines. So we want to say thank you on behalf of the Governor. The Governor himself could not be here this afternoon because as we speak, he is extremely busy. He's conducting a board meeting, and normally those meetings, the Minister of Finance knows will probably be here and I'll leave, I'll go back, they'll be there 10 o'clock tonight. And it's all about Liberia. It's all about making the difference. Like the minister said, it's all about lighting the candle one at a time. And at some point, collectively, those small candles become very big illumination, and we're able to see the true impact that can be delivered for Liberia. We have a dedicated department at the central bank. We've been evolving. Years ago it was a unit. Today it is a full-blown department packed with real capacity to be able to deliver on these things. So I want to give special recognition to Deputy Director Marcus Davis, who's here from the Payment System Department. And I believe your boss is sitting in board meeting also, or waiting her turn to go through the litany of questions the board has. So again, we want to say thank you for inviting us. The Central Bank of Liberia is operating right now under 5 strategic pillars. And they are the domestic price stability, financial stability, financial inclusion and digital financial services, regional integration, and operational efficiency. So all of these things are lined up and documented in our strategic plan. Today, particularly, you fall within one of the key categories or pillars, I should say, and it's financial inclusion and digital financial services. So we want to say thank you, Payaza. We know you're going to occupy a space that already has players. The central bank is quite aware, but you've been licensed to operate because we know that once competition is introduced, the Liberian people get the best results. So the governor is extremely happy. You know, whenever he receives these requests for such entity, the first thing he does is he assembles his team, the relevant department, and says, look, what can we do here? And the minute you give it some green light, like the minister said, he's ready to run with it. Sometimes we have to tell him, E.G., please, slow your horse. But he tells us, he reminds us all the time about what the president wants. Think Liberia, love Liberia, build Liberia. So all of us are wearing similar hats now. So as soon as a message comes forth, we endeavor in every way to make certain that it succeeds. So today we're here celebrating with you all this particular launch, and like the minister said again, we're asking for deeper roots and not shallow roots. So even as we've licensed you, we've done our part, we've done our due diligence and everything else, but there's still a bit of trust relationship that happens. And the central bank expects full delivery. Our governor, if he was here today, you see, for those of you who know him, you know one side of him, the civil, the kind, he presents that aura that you think everything is possible. But with him, everything is not possible. So as I say this, I'm only copying him, that we expect that even after your licensing and your full space to operate, with all of our regulations, we're regulated now, any which way, but we expect full delivery, we expect full compliance. And we know you have a history already, you're spread across the regions, so we know you have the ability to deliver. So once again, we want to say thank you for coming into this space. You will receive our full support. We ask you to remember that we are intentional about developing Liberia, and it's been made clear that we're starting with the youth. And that's why whenever we see these advantages, we know the people who are coming into the space and what they'll be able to deliver. There are lots of us who are passing the stage, and we want it to be delivered to people who are ready. And so when you're coming to us, we ask you to be ready. We're also asking our young people to be ready. So I want to say thank you again on behalf of the governor and the Board of Governors and the staff of the Central Bank of Liberia. Payaza, we're ready to work with you. We shall remain joined at the hips even as we regulate. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Finally, for remarks, please welcome Dr. Augustine Kone, Senior Advisor to the President of the Republic of Liberia. Please put your hands together.
Where is the regional, if you don't mind, I can stand here. Good afternoon. As I sit there and listen to the central bank representative say when finance and the central bank move, everybody move. I have the opportunity to continuously come to a point where I have to walk over to the central bank for one purpose, for the governor to ensure that Payaza comes to Liberia. And you know, he was shocked because he knows the kind of person that I am. For me to go there and particularly say, I want to make sure that Payaza comes here, let him go through the process now. We call all of the agents that are supposed to make the process work. I remember one time I called him, I'm sure he didn't even know it. I said, this is the senior advisor. Now where is Payaza's document? He said, oh, let me get back to you. You know. So that's how indebted I am with regards to see Payaza coming to Liberia and become with me. And today to have my protege to be the keynote speaker is become a long way. I came back home to 2009 and I worked with him. He was the Minister of Foreign Affairs and I was his advisor there. You know, he's a big man. And now I said, you know what? Let's bring him back to finance. It was not a small fight, but I'm glad that we brought him because we know what it's for. So when finance move, we all move. I'm with it every day. Even this morning because everybody comes to me. Oh, call your son. You know, we need money for so. You know, there are priorities. And those priorities, there's so many that you don't know. Like today, Lone Star is playing Namibia. Yesterday they were, oh, call your son, we need money. The match is today, so I was just telling you, I said, don't let the people protest against us. You know, people the money. He said, don't worry, Doc, don't worry. You know. So I'm just glad. You know, the very first time I became introduced to Payaza was in Accra. I go to Accra all the time. That's my place of resting. Is that? Well, you look at my son, he's laughing. That's why I go and get my sanctity. You know, I run away because I get so many calls and requests. You know, if I can, I'm sure, you know. And so when I was introduced to Payaza, and there was a question that I asked, Payaza, what is this? You know, for those of us who are BBC, you know what that means? Born before, that's what the president said. Those of us who are BBC, born before computer, I did not understand what was going on. And so I was told, one thing that really caught my attention, that two things that I was told. Payaza will empower businesses in Liberia, that's one. But Payaza will also empower young people. Oh. So to me, I'm in with you in this, because that's what my president is always talking about. And so therefore, when I talked with the president about Payaza, it became a song to him. So every time he sees me, what happened with Payaza? And as soon as he asked me, I called the central governor about Payaza. Until today, we're here. One of the things that we do know, not only that Payaza will empower businesses in Liberia, from what the CEO told us, it will do so with innovative payment solutions. That means, I myself don't even know how this is going to happen. Now I'm waiting to learn. Innovative payment solutions? How are you going to do that? So this is going to make things easy. Payment become easy. And as a result, we are moving to another stage. And that's why the keynote speaker, as he said, whenever we bring in all of these groups, then we are ready to move to another level where we say, this is development. When we were at Foreign Affairs, we always argue with each other. So what is development? Is it a Western concept? How do we, it's the professor in me, and he would say to me, no, professor, this is what development is. And this is what actual development is. And like he said, we're going to be able to see this. And that the candles that have been, the former president said, small lights today, big lights tomorrow. Now, we're putting big lights. Because this is big. And now we become a part of nations to begin to decide. So I'm just grateful and thankful to be here. And I want to assure you, every time I talk with the president, I always have lunch and breakfast and lunch with the president. I'm going to do that when I leave here. We always have late lunches. I will say to him, guess what? Finally, Payaza is here and the keynote speaker is the Minister of Finance. I will do that this afternoon. I want to assure you, Payaza, as long as you're on this path in helping us to reach our development goals, we will always support you, and we will always make sure that the environment is provided for you to perform. I want to thank you for coming to Liberia. We want to assure you that things will not be the same now that Payaza is here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, just a few announcements before we close. Please be informed that we have refreshments right in the restaurant area. And there's a photo booth as well where you can take pictures and network as you please. And also, when we close, please permit the government officials to leave first than everybody else. Thank you so much. Please welcome Prophet Courage Heavens for the closing prayer.